So this little video is to show you how to do, to do a profile on a map. So if we go back down to our map, and I have a piece of paper here, and I'm going to be using the board as well. And so we're going to keep this simple, but I have a ruler, and I always start your profiles with a ruler. So when you go into your map, you're going to find what you're going to draw along the contours. So I'm just kind of going to start with like 2 random spots here to go through. And so here to go, I'm going to go from the silo that's up here. And I'm going to just draw a straight line going south down to the road. So there's really no ending point in this particular situation, but that's where we're going to start. So going south from the silo down, I have a line that I can go like this, down to the road. So as you can see, I've drawn in my line, so now I know exactly where my profile is going to go. Then, the nice thing about this is that I have a piece of paper that I can line up against this. This allows me to maintain my scale of my profile, so I know exactly when the elevation values occur. So I have my starting point here, and then I go to the first elevation, which is following this particular brown line here. So I know that one. There's one here. There's one here. See how I'm just following along and just identifying the particular locations where the contours enter to the paper. And it's just where those lines cross. And the end point is right here. So these are all the locations of where my contours are crossing. Now I have to figure out what are those values. So when we look at our map, we can start with the index contours. So the index contours are the ones that are bold. And right here we have one that's bold, that's in the center of our map, before I go too far here. So anywhere that it crosses this bold line, that's going to be 4,000. So I know this one is 4,000 and this one is 4,000. Then this is also a bold line, and notice that it goes straight across between these two. They're both bold. That means that this one here is also 4,000. Because it crosses at 2 points there. Now the next thing that we have to be aware of is what are the other values, right? So we have like almost a flat line that's going across in between these because they're all the same elevation value. But the next one is, what are these next values for my contours? So we need to know the contour interval. So the contour interval is defined on the map. And if we go down to here, the very bottom, it says contour interval is 100 feet. Okay, so using the rules that we have for contours, the writing always points uphill. So this one says 4,000, and the 4 is pointing this, the top of the 4 is pointing this direction. So this is going up, this is going down. So if I go back to my line and I place it along my line, I know that if I follow this one's 100 feet below 4,000, which means that this one has to be 3,900. Then on this side, this particular one is the same value, so these are both 3,900. And we come up here, we follow this one. That one is also part of this particular one. This is also 3,900, which means that as we go down, this goes down another, so we have 3,800. And then a new one here, which is 3,700. And then we are at the silo, which we don't know what that value is at this time. So now if I'm going to draw this as an actual chart, I can take this and I'm going to draw from my starting to my ending. I'm going to draw my x-axis, like so. Then I can also go and put my y-axis, which is this way. So I'm doing this upside down, but there's my y-axis. And I've got it backwards. so we're putting the y-axis here and the x here. You're gonna flip it around and actually do it correctly, so let's just do it this way. I'm gonna make it a little bit easier so you guys have the same direction here. All right, so erase this one. So here is the road. Here is the silo. Okay. We don't know what those values are because we have to interpolate between our contours. But the first marking that we have goes right here. That's where it says 3,900. So we know that this is at a particular distance. So remember, the x-axis is the distance on a profile, and the y-axis is my elevation. So we know that the lowest we have is 37, possibly 3,600. So I'm just going to put a little jump in there. And I'm going to say that this is 3,600 feet. And then I'm going to break this up evenly. So every, let's say 3 centimeters. So 3,600, 3,700, 3,800, 39, 4,000, and 4,100. Then I continue along here. So this is 4. These are where the elevations are hitting. So see, they've lined up like this. So we now know that we're going to be able to follow the contours this way. So I'm going to plot this out. So 3,900 follows this one. So using my ruler, plot it at 3,900. This one's 4,000, plot it at 4,000, 4,000. And then it goes down to 3,900. And then 38, so we go down here. 37, and where that goes. So some of them are along the same location. So what I suggest is going back to the map and looking at what's happening. So let's flip it this way again. So from the silo, we can see that it's going up. So this one should be at 39, a little closer down. So my contour lines are going to come up like that. And then coming along here, it crosses this one and this one. So it is still going up. So it's going to actually round up and come down. So we're going to round this up and come down. And then the same thing happens again as we go along the line. Because actually this time around it goes down. Because you can see that it drops down because the contour goes up and then back down. So this goes down and then back up. And then it's going to come all the way up to here. And we're at 4,000. So this is where there's like 4,000s again. So this one goes up. And then it crosses and it goes down. And it goes back up a little bit. And then it goes back down. So there's my current profile. So this is as if I've taken a slice of my land and I'm looking at it from the side. So the next video is going to show you how to interpolate between contours, and then we can figure out where the silo and the road are sitting in the profile.